Hi, everyone. Welcome. I can see that you are getting added into. Amazing to have you here again. So, this week we are talking about landing pages. I'll start my little slide in a second, and then we can basically kick it off. In the meantime, if in the chat you want to share what business you're running using OfferingTree, and also um, if you have ever built a landing page before. So I'm just trying to get myself organized. I should have been a little bit more organized. Just finding the
Yeah, drop your
uh,
name in your chat in the chat if you are here live and keep your questions coming. It's going to be a really good session with Esther. We've got two landing pages that we're going to build live. And if you're here for the replay, let us know what you think of it too.
Okay, so you should be able to see my screen. Are you able to see it?
Yeah,
Perfect. And am I not in the way? Can you see me? Do you want to see me as well? Maybe I've just put myself in the corner. So I'm there
yeah,
too. Okay.
perfect.
Let me know if I need to move myself, but I also try to keep an eye on it. So obviously, welcome to Skill Sparks. This is a quick learning session to help us learn more about the features and understand how to use them and obviously apply it to your business, whatever you're doing. Sometimes we are bringing in new product updates, but this time this is something you've been able to do basically since the beginning of owning an offering tree site, because one of the big things here is that you have the capability of creating your own custom pages. Now, it is constantly evolving though, and there are some cool updates coming soon as well. But we thought we'd jump into some landing pages because it's actually one of the most watched feature highlight videos that we have. I think there's already over 350 views on it. And it's something that I think you constantly have the chance to create, recreate, edit, etc. So it's always something good to look at. So you might be wondering what are landing pages? So I think I might have to move myself a little bit. Okay, so usually they are standalone pages. So they are, I think of them as almost like a digital flyer. So they exist to get your clients or vi your visitors do an action, either sign up to a class, purchase a package, be part of your newsletter, signups, etc. So something, an action is required, hopefully by the end of that landing page. And it also helps you advertise or market your business without it existing on your site. So it usually is hidden from your site. It doesn't really have a lot of navigation. And I'd say usually one big CTA, so call to action, sprinkled across the page, depending how long it is, and maybe potentially just a little kind of easy way out. And I'll talk about it later, what I mean by that. And the goal is obviously for people to do something that you'd like them to do to convert them. So either to be part of your newsletter, as I mentioned before, or sign up, etc. So there are some ways to make it compelling, and we're going to talk about a little bit more of A and B testing as well. I don't know if many of you have heard of that. And it's more just to make sure that you are easily targeting different type of client base with really similar landing pages, but there is a difference between some of the ways you are creating that landing page, and that would be your A and B testing basically. And if in the meantime there are any questions, just shout. I'm happy to pause, but we're going to quickly go through this and then we can obviously jump into setting it up. And the beauty of OfferingTree is that you can create as many landing pages as you wish. So you can have 20. Actually, when I was running my yoga and Pilates studio, although did I introduce myself? I'm Esther, by the way. So when I was running my yoga and Pilates studio, I had probably like 20 different pages on my site. Not all of them were listed, so some of them were unlisted. That means it didn't show up on my site. They would have to have the link to access that page. And that is basically one of the main things of a landing page as well. But that's amazing that with OfferingTree you can create them. And now you can also add custom HTML codes or code blocks, because before that it was a simple code block, and now there are more options, or it's a little bit more versatile when you're editing that code block. And you have the option to also add a CSS code, which will help with the design of it all. And it sounds a little too techy, I know, but I have to be honest, I learned a lot of things on the streets of Google and now AI. So a lot of times I just type in, I want it to look like this or that, and then it makes it happen, and I just copy it into OfferingTree. But soon you might not be able to, or not need to do that extra step either. So, I'd like to know if you have any specific questions about landing pages, if something is not clear, or if you are not really sure if you need a landing page, maybe think about some of the goals or ways you'd like your clients to enter into your database. So, for example, do you want them to sign up to your newsletter? Do you run occasional events or special events? Do you want to try an A and B testing for the same thing? So maybe you have a really good intro offer, but it's not really converting, and maybe you have to try something new. So you can create two different tests with this landing page option as well. Okay, so I will exit now this as well, and then we're just gonna jump in. So I have created two landing pages. One of them is basically a really quick intro offer landing page, and this is where I feel like this is a digital um, flyer. It's not necessary. That doesn't have a lot of details. They don't really know if this is for a dance studio. It's all a staging site. So it's not a real studio, but let's say this is a dance studio. And you kind of just want to get people commit to purchasing the intro offer, which here is 5 classes for $60. And then there's a little bit of kind of benefit driven information about it. And then they can get their intro offer. And this is where I meant by there's a little bit of a sneaky way out. If people are not willing to commit right away, maybe they want to sign up to your newsletter, so you can add that as well. But I'd say most of the time your call to action or should be just one thing um, on your landing page. But because there is no other place they can navigate from here, you still don't want to lose those people who might be interested. So they might not be ready to commit to the intro offer, but they might be interested in just adding their email address and being part of your community in that sense. The other landing page is more of like a long form landing page. So this is for a yoga teacher training. Usually these are a little bit more high market in a sense that not everyone will sign up to yoga teacher training, and many of them are, they have to think about budgeting and making sure that they're able to afford it, even if they're interested in doing it, because usually these are bigger commitments. And usually this would require a little bit more information on your landing page. Now, you might have noticed the similarities. There's no header with menu and navigation. So this is literally just jumping in with something big and kind of like a call to action or the main focus of this landing page. And then there are some extra information. So what you learn, training details, meet your teachers. Some of these I didn't edit because I just wanted to show you what it looks like. And then I've added a few custom codes where you can customize your site so it doesn't look like everyone else's site on OfferingTree. But some of the building blocks still work. And again, added a different kind of FAQ part here as well that looks a little different. And it's all with these custom codes, how to apply. And then I added the custom forms that now you can also embed into your pages. And that way you can collect people's interest in your yoga teacher training. So you can see that landing pages can serve lots and lots of different goals. So this is obviously someone trying to sign up people who are interested in a yoga teacher training. The other one is more of a quick landing page, sending your intro offer to someone and making sure that they are just purchasing that. It's kind of a quick, easy purchase as well. A lot of times, landing pages work well with special offers. If there are some sales going on your site, you can create one for that. Or this is where the A and B testing can come in. So this sounds a little bit more in a benefit driven, like or outcome driven, dance like nobody's watching. It's a little bit more fun, but you can also create one where it's more about how they can become part of a community, or maybe you're changing the photo. It's a different kind of photo where not someone is dancing alone, but maybe a group of people, and it's different ways you can test it. There are lots of different categories, like you're changing the copy, the text on your landing page, you're changing the design of it. So maybe the photos, the colors, the fonts, maybe you're changing how the value is explained, like 5 classes for 60. It's really generic, but maybe you put in usually it would be $100 for 5 classes, but you save $40. And you can test which landing page is working for you. You can share one in one stream, maybe through your email marketing, the other one maybe through social media, and then you notice which one actually gets most clicks or converts by purchasing that intro offer. Okay, I thought about maybe creating one for you guys, but before I do that, I just want to check the chat to see how everyone's doing. Fitness classes in the UK, Vancouver, online yoga. Pilates massage, lots of amazing things. You're just starting your web page, Lisa, so that's perfect. Hopefully, this is helping you a little bit. I'll show you a few behind the scenes there as well. Um, Small private studio. Well, you could have a lot more visitors to your sites to have, A and B testing, but you don't necessarily have to think huge. It doesn't have to be 1,000 people, clicking every single day. It could literally be that you're changing one little thing, or maybe how they get to that final part of your landing page, and maybe that already converts them, and you notice, okay, this one works a little better than the other one. Pelvic floor. Can you show us how to see page views that we get on a landing page? Okay, so
I
this
just shared the Google Analytics link for that one, Esther.
perfect. Yes, because there isn't a report on this as of now on OfferingTree. I think because I kind of been nagging Irene about this as well. So I feel like there is going to be an update. I don't know when, but I'm hoping soon. And we can't at the moment do that, but you can connect your web page to Google Analytics, and that will tell you all of this as well. There are lots of great tutorials about it online, similar to like this quick learning video as well. And it can help you see how they click on it, or where from they click on it, and where they go from there as well. Okay.
So
Let's talk about
Laura has a couple of, or Laura wants to run day retreats, get folks to sign up to the newsletter for standard classes. So that could be something that we touch on for a day retreat. I know you've got something planned that can kind of touch
yes.
on that as well.
So the way I think about landing pages is a lot of time how what do I want the outcome to be? So do I want them to actually register to an existing thing on my schedule? Or do I want them to be a part of my customer segments that are interested in this type of offering? So this is usually how I think about it. So with this intro offer example, the outcome is for them to purchase something, so I don't have to get in touch with them again. I don't have to send them another email or anything. They would just purchase it. As I mentioned, there's a little bit of like an escape route in case they're not ready to purchase. They will be part of my newsletter sign up people, which is kind of like the second goal, or not as good as a goal for me, but it's still a pretty good thing because I got their information, and hopefully after a few emails they'll trust me enough that okay, I'll come back and purchase the intro offer. With if you have something a little bit more of a heavy lift or a higher requirement from your clients to do. So for example, with your yoga teacher training, or you mentioned you had like a day retreat, sometimes if it's a higher ticket price or they need a little bit more commitment, usually it's harder for them to commit right away in the moment and say, okay, I'll sign up. I'll pay for the for it. Some people do it that way, but I'd say most people want to know a little bit more about it or think about it and then come back to it and sign up. So that's why, for example, in this yoga teacher training example, I added a custom form that actually just shows their interest. So they don't have to pay for this yet. The way I set this up is just shows their interest, and the copy says, or the verbiage is that they will be notified if they made it to the list, because there's maybe 10 people every cohort that they would maximum have. So they might not even make it. And if they had it, they would have an interview. And then after that, they will finalize payment and payment plan options, etc. So there's a few steps in order for them to actually commit. Now, with a day retreat, you could kind of have both options where they right away sign up to it, or at least sign up to the wait list of it. Or you could have it that they don't have to commit, but they become part of a customer segment where you can send more information about upcoming day retreats. So I would say both options could work. Um, I think it's just what's going to be the best outcome for you and your business as well. Like, do you want, it's almost like, I probably you've heard this a million times, like a funnel. You want to get the person's details, and then do you want them to kind of be nurtured for a few steps before they purchase? Obviously, the goal would be, and the best case scenario, that they purchase right away. In some cases, that works. If you have a really good intro offer, if there's a sale going on, if there's an event that is only a one-time thing, and that's it, then usually that conversion happens quickly. And then after that, you nurture them to make sure that they stay on. But with something bigger like this, you might have to nurture them first before they are happy to commit and purchase it. So just think about how you set this up behind the scenes as well. Because in both examples, I'll show it to you that, for example, in the intro offer, if they choose to sign up to the newsletter instead of purchasing that package, I actually added a tag. So you can obviously do this. I think I did. Maybe I didn't edit. Oh, I think I needed to create a tag and I didn't edit. But you can add a tag and say intro offer curious or interested. And then that way you can target your automations and marketing emails just for these people who are just interested in the intro offer. So you can create a sequence to say why it's beneficial, a little bit more information about the intro offer, a little bit more information about your classes, your studio, etc., or your business online even. With with this one, you can do the same when you're creating your custom form. You can choose to add a tag when they fill it out. So it could be yoga teacher training, um, sign up or interested. I don't know. Something that just shows that they're interested in it. And then later on, even if they didn't make, for example, this cut, they'll be able to be part of that customer segment of your contacts, and then you'll be able to market to them first the next time you're about to open this up. And the beauty of this is well that once you create a landing page, you can duplicate it or you can simply make it unpublished. So that way, if the special has finished, they won't be able to land on it again and they won't be able to sign up again and kind of bother you when it's not the right time. But you can simply just open it up, change maybe the dates or some of the information and use it again for the next one. And all you need to do then, if you want to, you can create a new tag or you can just create a new customer segment and then check it that way. Hopefully that helped. Long answer.
And Clarissa's just saying, I've been using OfferingTree, but I don't know how to create or use tags.
Okay. So I'll do that example here because obviously here I wanted to add a tag. So in order to add that tag here, it has to exist within my contacts as well. So I'll come over here and then I just go to manage tags. The system will automatically generate some tags based on clients' behavior on your site. So, for example, register to something or purchase something or etc. But you can also create your own tags like connected to anything. So, let's say I want to create this tag for the intro offer. So, I'm just going to put in intro offer interest. So they are interested in the intro offer. And that's how I know this is also really useful because if I look at that client and if I know which tag is connected to which landing page, I know how they got on my list. So then I can track back where would they find that link to my landing page. Okay, and then I go back to the pages and then I just simply go down and then I'll find it's this first step intro offer one. And then I go edit and go back to that section. And then if I edit this, and now if I put in intro offer interest, you'll see that I'll have that option and then I just confirm. So the reason why this is really powerful is because not only they get tagged, but this tag could either put them into a separate segment. It could also start an automation and then as a trigger. And that way you don't have to manually do lots of things. The system will kind of do it for you. So you don't have to work through it. Hopefully that makes sense. Um, then if I would put my email address and name here, then I would be tagged with this. And the good thing is that anyone, so let's say you already have a client for years and they find this landing page for something else, they put their details in, then they will be tagged as well. So it doesn't have to be a brand new person. This just making sure that when you're setting up your automation, they hopefully won't get your welcome sequence right away or the same thing again twice, but they will be entered into a different funnel and maybe they get a different kind of email sequence. Does that make sense?
Mm, that's really good. Laura's just saying I don't use tags either. I think tags are just so useful for um, being able to market to people without feeling like you're blasting them. We've talked about this in the OT co-op, the studio owner space, that when you've got your special offers coming up or when it's coming up to January and you feel like self-conscious about emailing your whole list and that people are going to unsubscribe or it's not particularly relevant, that's exactly where the tags come in, that you know that they're
Yeah.
getting something that they want to hear about. And if they unsubscribe, they weren't your people, but at least you can kind of really distill what you're sending them.
Yes. Okay. Someone also asked to talk about the custom codes. So I'm not a coder. I remember in high school learning about it and it was tragic. But but I like design and I like pretty things. So a lot of times I try to figure it out. So I'm going to show it on this one. This was the yoga teacher training one, and you see that this is a custom HTML block. The way you add this is you add the plus sign and then you go to building blocks and then you're going to have this. I don't know if it's client facing yet. I just remember that I had a conversation with this Arvind. It will be probably soon, but if not, you can also use the code block option. The difference between the two is I'll show you, I'll add a code block. So the code block is when you're editing it, it's just giving you this option to put a code in here. What I personally usually do is choose an AI software that I use and I go there and I put in my font, titles, the colors, the color codes, and I explain to it what I want it to look like on my site. Can you create a code for this that I can insert? That's all I do. So I kind of give an instruction and I paste it in here. And then I play with it. Sometimes it doesn't do it right away. Sometimes I have to edit a few things or explain it a little bit better. And I just go back and forth until I feel like the code is ready and I put it in there and you can add a code. Now, with the HTML block, the difference is that you have your code like as before, but you can also add a custom CSS, which I didn't add to this one, but I added to the other one, and then also custom JavaScript, I think you say it. And that will also make the design and the feel and work of it a little bit different. It's too techy for me. I don't understand it, to be 100% honest. But I have a little combo with AI back and forth. Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but there will be soon an update where you don't have to go back and forth to a different kind of AI to build your site. You'll be able to do it for yourself as well. I'll show it with the other one, with the FAQ. So same thing. So this is a custom HTML. Oh, I thought I put a CSS here, but maybe I deleted it, or maybe it's within the site. Let me just check.
Christine said she would love an entire session on creating and using these custom codes, so we can add it to our topic list.
Yes. Okay, I'll learn a little bit more about it by then. But you see how here on the page styles, actually in the big edit, you'll see this custom CSS. So what it really does is overrides the whole look of the design. So if let's say you want to make sure that every header is this size and this color and this um, I don't know, shape, then you can put it here and it will just do it for you. That's how I understand it. I might be completely wrong. And instead of going in and trying to do the same thing, everywhere, it will write it for the whole page. So you don't have to deal with it every single time you put in something here. Okay. And that's really what I do. I usually just go back and forth until I like what it looks like. Like for example, here. Um, this little page looking thing where you could scroll in. First, it was just a normal page and it just looked a little silly. And I just told it to, can you make it more smaller, looking at it and making sure that I can scroll within the page. So I kind of just talked to it. And then the same with the FAQ. I just want it to be a toggle where they can just kind of open it up. So it's not just long text that they might get bored of, but they might see one question that they relate to and they're like, okay, I'll read that part. So it's just easier for them to as well to use. Okay, we are getting close to the time. I didn't really have time to show how I built a full page, but I can be really transparent. The dance page, I think I built that in 20 to 40 minutes maybe, but only because I was playing around with the paddings. Once I kind of figured it out, it was fine. And then with the um, yoga teacher training, I feel like once you have your copy, what you want to write in here, the actual design of it is not that long because you can just pop in the details, add a little bit of colored design elements to it. Probably the longest was just me having a little convo with AI back and forth here, figuring it out. But I'd say maybe an hour, hour and a half. And the beauty of it, you don't have to recreate it again from scratch. You can just duplicate it. If there are any templates also that you like on OfferingTree, you can start off with that. You can obviously add more or take away or change it up a little bit so it serves your benefit. The final thing I wanted to quickly show is just because I talked about it. It is the a page style, I make the header and the footer disappear because I don't really, as I mentioned, we don't really want navigation. So for them to kind of get lost in too many options, so we make it disappear. So when they land on the site, they just see right away what we're trying to market towards them. And if you do want them to kind of get back to your site, I would suggest maybe at the bottom of the page having an option to like visit our site or get to know us or something like that, but I wouldn't highlight that at the top. I think the top should be all about what you're trying to market to them. Let me just see the final
Laura
comment.
had said, I'm not techie, I'm massively underusing the capability of my website. I think we can all spend like a lot of time digging into features, but also like the custom codes element is quite high level. And very soon you're not going to need to know that either with a new feature release that we've got coming soon that's still
Yeah.
a little bit of a surprise for everybody. Mahan had
So
asked, sorry, go on,
no,
Esther.
I was just that question, like how do they land on this page? So the landing page is usually different ways you market it. You can send it in your email marketing. A lot of people use it for other type of marketing, like social media or even on flyers, QR codes. People can just scan it and then land on this page. So that's the idea. That's where the name came from. That some way they arrive to this page not by navigating on your site, but you or someone has given them access to it. So I would say add it to like for example, on your social media, if you have link options, add it as a link when you are advertising it, or if you're running a specials or something like that. You can also share it in an email, and you can also share it in different kind of posts or com any kind of way that you can get people landing on it. And it's really easy to create QR codes as well. I think I usually do them through Canva, and you can just put it on any kind of design and a physical flyer even, and then people will find it. You can also put the link into Linktree, and people will just navigate to it. Give it a
Yeah,
title, give it a good CTA, sorry.
and you can switch it on and off, right? You can, so
Yes,
for was it Laura who was asking about the day retreat? If you were running that like 3 times a year, the page is live when it's running, you switch it off so nobody can find it when it's not.
yes.
So easy.
And if you want to like not switch it off, but maybe convert them to like sign up to an email newsletter, what you could do with every tab is you can hide it. You can hide all of those, and you can just add a brand new one and say, um, not running at the moment, but keeping the loop for when the next one is coming. And then it's just a newsletter sign up block that you're adding in. And that way you can make that disappear when you're ready for the actual landing page to come back into play. So when you fully turn it off, people might land on it and there's no site. So they might get a little bit like, oh, it's not working. So maybe it's a smarter way to do it, that you make it hidden and then just put in like a newsletter sign up, get in touch kind of block instead. Okay, we are running over time, but I feel like this is definitely a topic. That's why this one always had high views. And since we are going to release some new updates with your website design options and capabilities, I'm 100% sure we'll have more skill sparks for that too. But obviously, would love to hear what you're thinking. If you have any questions, how you would like to use this, or what you need help with, because I think we're all learning as well. As I mentioned, a lot of times it's too techy for me, so I just simplify it. So it works for me.
This was awesome. Thank you, Esther. Thanks everyone for your comments and your questions. And I'm going to read out because I know that Arvind is here. Mahana put in the chat, the support team is so supportive. I appreciate how quickly they respond and how effective the responses are. Thank you. That means a lot to the team, and we will make sure that we share it with them. And thanks to Arvind for all that the team do as well. Laura saying thank you, very helpful. I need to dive deeper. Yes, while you take time off over Christmas, perfect time to dig into your site.
Yes.
And you know that we're always here by email, hello@offeringtree.com, but also the Facebook group is always there, and everyone is so awesome in there sharing tips and what they do. And Esther is often there.
Yes. I often respond to things if I know the answer. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, everyone, for joining and being so busy in the chats. I love that when I can see that you have questions, even if I'm worried that I don't know the answer. But yeah.
Something Christine says, Esther, you are amazing in the Facebook group.
Oh,
I would
thank you,
agree.
Christine. Hopefully I could help. Well, have a lovely rest of your day and a happy holidays, everyone, because we won't have one until the end of this year. We'll see you in January, and the topic is automation. So if you have any questions regarding automations, you can already ask. When we put this live tomorrow, there is actually a custom form if you fill out. That would be amazing because it will tell us a little bit more about how we can help you with these sessions in the future. Take care.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.